Hello, welcome to When the Smoke Clears. I am the Recovery Plug. How's it going, everybody? Well, I'm out here doing another video today, just to bring awareness on addiction and recovery, and I've decided to choose a spot downtown San Antonio with this memorial. Isn't it great? Beautiful memorial that they got there. Check that out. That's powerful, man. This is, it's a memorial for the fallen soldiers, during the war and stuff. So, just veterans just passed by yesterday. So, it's a great place to be. Great freaking memorial out here. Y'all should come check it out sometime. It's right here in downtown San Antonio, right in the front of the AT&T Center building, and right across from the Tobin Center. So, really great place out here. But I wanted to come to you today to talk to you a little bit about the Solfeggio frequencies and tones in meditation, and how it helps in recovery and addiction. But before we get started, a moment of silence, followed by the serenity prayer for all the addicts who still suffer, and for all the fallen soldiers that we've had throughout all the wars that we've been through. So, if you would, a moment of silence, please. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Alrighty, well, let me get my glasses on here, and I got a few notes that I wrote out that, I can go back to kind of explain to you the things that the six measurable tones of the Solfeggio frequencies, what they do, and how they have helped me in my recovery, and what I'm doing. I'm using these things now as a tool in my recovery to stay in recovery and stay in the positive realm of the good, positive creativity and spiritual realm of recovery and spirituality. And so the the lowest tone. Well, let me rewind that for a second. I'm going to give you a little description of how I use these in my meditation and stuff. And what I do is I use it in right before I go to bed and when I wake up in the morning. And so I use it so that when I'm asleep, I'm able to, because I have PTSDs and I have a little struggle with sleeping and the nightmares and stuff like that I have. And I've had these nightmares. It's been years now, but nonetheless, I'm finding out now a way that I can deal with them in my sleep. And when I'm in my sleep, how do I can get into that spirituality realm, and when I'm there, how to use it for the positive in my body and in my mind and my soul and in my spirit. And I also, when I wake up in the morning, I also wake up to the tones and how I start my day off, so that I'm grounded down to my my electrical magnetic fields and my spirituality and just the body as a whole, and so that I can navigate my day through an energy source of positivity. And I'm able to set boundaries as soon as I wake up, so that I can keep all the negative and false and dark things that come in, and the toxicity of life, in a sense, and how you can keep healthy boundaries and keep yourself moving in that positive way of life. And because it doesn't take a whole lot to derail you back into the negative world of addiction of any kind. For me personally, it was drug addiction, and so I'm excited to get to share this with you guys, because it's something that has helped me, and I can feel it, literally feel it, physically and mentally and spiritually, that it works. So, like I said, I don't ever come out to you and give you a story or information that I know not to be true. I give you everything that I give you is something that I've gone through myself, and that I know that it's helped me. So when that happens, then that's what I like to to, give to the next person so that perhaps this can help you into your world of positivity and recovery of any addiction, and just to move forward in a positive way in life in general. It doesn't mean that you have to be an addict or anything like that to use this, because it helps in any part of life so that you can get out of, if you're having trouble with anxieties, if you're having trouble with depressions, if you're having trouble with loneliness, if you're having trouble with addiction. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're having trouble with in your life. Using the Solfeggio frequencies and tones in meditation is something that's helpful, and hopefully it's something that you're able to, get that first step into the positive realm and of recovery and or spirituality and just life, positive life in general. Because I think that being, I heard somebody talking one day in a podcast, and it was a few people. And I was sitting there. It was like a documentary of storytellers, but the thing is that these storytellers were telling true stories of their own life. And every single one of them that told a story, no matter what the situation was, they all had this moment of selflessness, of being by themselves, of being secluded, of being isolated. And just because you're in that type of situation doesn't mean that it's got to be a bad one. What I take from every type of isolation thing now is that that's an opportunity and a signal, I believe, from up above that says, hey, you know what? At this time here, right now, when you're isolated, when you're by yourself, is the time that you need to get in tune with your own energies in the spirituality realm and the realm of life, to focus just on you. Because if you can't focus on you, and if you can't get yourself on a healthy track and a better way of life track, then there's no way that you can help anybody else if you're concerned with somebody else. So there was one thing before my dad passed away that my dad died of drugs and alcohol, and if there's one thing that I take from that man, that one of the things that he's always told me was that he always said, take care of number one, because if you can't take care of number one, there's no way you can take care of anybody else. And he was right on with that. That for me was really something that is why I always kind of been this kind of health freak in a sense, except for the addiction that really had a stronghold on me, and has tripped me up in my life here and there. And but I've always been a guy that liked to exercise, who liked to eat right, who had health always in the forefront of my life. And so these Solfeggio frequency tones are something that I'm incorporating now in this realm, in this time of my sobriety, to see how that works out for me, because this is something that I didn't do before. I didn't do any meditation before, and before when I had my 10 years of sobriety, before I had a 5-year relapse. When I had them 10 years of sobriety, I didn't incorporate meditation, and there's a few things that I didn't incorporate that I wish I would have, but that I'm doing now, and this is one of them. That's why I'm sharing it with you. And so right before I go to sleep, I'll get a couple of towels, the little washcloths, and I clean my feet. And once I clean my feet of all the toxins of the day, then I cover them up. I dry them up with a clean towel. I dry them up, and I put them in a sock on my feet. And I got these booty things that I wear so that I can stay away from the dirt and that sort of thing. And so I do that, and right before I'm going to go to sleep, I'll cut off the lights, and then I'll take those things off, and I get my headset on, and I turn on the frequencies of the Solfeggio frequencies, and whatever part of my life that I need help on is the frequency that I listen to before I go to sleep, so that I can mentally and spiritually and physically get into that state of mind, and that keeps me from dreaming the ugly dreams. That keeps me from thinking and from my mind just racing all day, all night long, and I find myself 3:30 in the morning and I'm still awake and I can't go to sleep. And so this has actually helped me fall asleep a whole lot faster, and it's helped me get up and in a rejuvenated feel, man. I don't know, there's just something about when I wake up now that is totally different from before. And I'm going to read a few of these frequencies, the ones that I usually deal with, and let you know what they do. Okay, so there's 6 measurable tones, and there's quite a few frequency that in these tones. So this is a part of music in a sense. And so the first one is 174 hertz, which is the lowest tone. And what this does, it brings out the natural anesthetics, and it tends to remove pain and bad karmic energy. So the 174 hertz frequency is a good one to do. The next one is the 285 hertz, 285 hertz. And what this does, it's what it called it helps treating damaged tissue. If you have any cuts, if you're injured, if you have a surgery, if you have burns, anything like that, and it helps treating the damaged tissues and the mind and the soul. It brings back your energies of healing to the blueprint of when you were first born, and how your body got the certain energies and cosmic things that happen that are instilled in your body and in your heart and in your brain, your soul, and it brings it back to the default. In other words, it gets your organs and your energy levels to revamp themselves and to start healing themselves. And which is this is a really good one, because the human body heals itself if you feed it what it's supposed to have. When you feel it, when you're feeding it all the toxicity of everyday life, the environment, the things that you eat, it keeps the stronghold down into the negative senses, and you don't want that. You want to cleanse your body of that, and this 285 hertz is one of the steps that you can use to do that. The next one is 396 hertz, and what this does, this cleanses the gut guilt feelings that you have, and it relieves you from fear, from guilt. And if you do listen to this frequency, this is one of those frequencies that you can listen to during the daytime outside in the morning if you're barefooted and ground yourself to the actual ground. And it brings you back to, it grounds you back to where your energy levels are supposed to be grounded back into the Mother Earth, and those energy levels that and magnetic waves and frequencies that your body attracts to the earth. It brings you back to in sync to where you're supposed to be. So that one's a really good one. The next one is 417 hertz, and this is the process of amplification. It cleanses trauma, gives you optimal function in your spiritual realm. And I really like this one because, believe it or not, when I was in the military, in the Navy, and when I went to boot camp, the number to my boot camp company was company 417, and man, everything that we did in company 417 was had to do with mental preparation of dealing with. I went to boot camp in Waukegan, Illinois, and man, when I got there, it was like 80 below. It was cold as hell, and so there was a part of boot camp where we had to, train our minds and our bodies to deal with the coldness, to deal with the what we call PT back then. It was just the exercise, of rigorous exercises indoors. I mean, they would exercise us so much that our company commander would say, you know what, we're going to make it rain in here today. And by God, I tell you what, man, it rained. It literally, there was rain coming from the ceiling indoors. I mean, it was so bad that, it was just drops. It was just like raining in there, and it was due to the constant rigorous workouts that we did, hour after hour, and just your mental. You have to mentally prepare yourself to keep moving forward and keep doing the exercises. And it got so, because it was so cold outside, and just the body heat of everybody's energy just started condensating the walls and the ceiling, that just condensation would just start falling from the freaking ceiling. And it was that for us, that's what it was. We made it rain in there, and it was cool as hell, but man, it was tough, mentally tough and physically tough. So I really like that one there. The 417 hertz is a process of amplification, and it cleanses trauma that you feel, that you've been through, and it gives you optimal function in the spiritual realm, where you can really have clarity in there, and see where it is that you need to go in your life, and in life in general, and how to stay away from the addictions. And the next one is the 528 hertz, and what this does is, this is another one. It brings clarity, and it brings clarity, your state of clarity, back to its original DNA frequency, and also that deep spiritual being, and it reduces the stress in a sense that you get in from everyday life. And the stress in a sense is it reduces the increase of stress in your life. So this is a really good one here that I think a whole lot of us can really benefit from, the 528 frequency. The next frequency is the 639 hertz. This enables harmony in yourself and in your life. It enhances communication. So if you're having trouble communicating with any person in your life, or just communicating with yourself, where you can't find yourself sitting still, or just for a little while just take the time to pray, or just to meditate. If you have trouble doing that, this frequency helps in communication with yourself, with your inner being, and with your spiritual realm. So this is a really good one. The next one is a 741 hertz. This cleanses the cells. This cleanses the cells in your body. If those of you who have ailments, who have, if you're dealing with cancer, or any type of sicknesses and that sort of thing, the 741 hertz cleanses the cells from toxins and problem solving, and it's awakening the intuition, purifies the body, like it's kind of like a detox in a sense. And this is a really good one too. So I know myself, because of the drugs that I would put in my body and all that kind of stuff, I was really unhealthy in that sense. And man, this 741 hertz really helped me out in that. I could literally feel the stuff running through me sometimes, in a sense, when I would after the meditation and stuff like that, I would clean my feet off, and man, that towel would be just like dirty. It's really, really weird, but it works. And the next one is the 852 hertz. What this does, it promotes emotional and spiritual healing. And this one here is really cool, because it not only promotes emotional and spiritual healing, but it activates the neurochemistries in your brain, and opens up what they call your third eye, your chakra. And this, it happens in your deep sleep. This is where you enter the realm of different realms. This is where people say that they have the out-of-body experiences, that they can go from one place to the next spiritually. And I really, really like this one. I feel that anybody who has the X or the M marks on your hands, if you see this, you can see the M mark on my hand. You see that? You can see the M right here. It's an M, like that, and then there's an X right here, a little X. It's like a little hourglass. And I have it on this hand too. See there? It's the M and the X mark. Well, if you have those marks, you're like one of the very, very few people in the entire world who has the ability to heal and who has the ability to enter the spiritual realms in those three-dimensional type freaking spirituality, travel thing, time traveling and that sort of thing. It's almost like you have lived multiple lives in a sense, and you're here now in this one, but every now and then you get these deja vu senses, or you feel like, man, I've been here before, or man, I've dreamt that before, stuff like that. And people who have those marks are really, really, clairvoyant. They can, sometimes see things before they come. They feel entities. They feel, beings inside of the room, or they can feel just these negative and positive energies. It's really, really scary in a sense sometimes. I know when I was younger, I would always wonder why I would hear these things or feel these things, but as I got older and started studying a little bit more of spirituality and astrology and just different types of things, that I understood why, and I understood why that was happening to me, and it's part of one of the things that I do now is I'm for some reason I'm able to really talk to people, to calm people down, to give advice, to kind of get somebody who's feeling irate, and then just toning the levels of bad energies and back down to where, okay, now we can talk now. You know what I mean? And I've always been like that. I've always been really calm and passive person, and just always looking for the good and the bad. You know what I mean? Always that guy looking for, man, okay, what positive things can I get out of what just happened? You know what I mean? If it was a bad situation. But anyway, the last one is the 963 hertz, and this is the energy levels. This is where this frequency here targets your pineal gland, and the pineal actuators. It reawakens your personal cosmic connections and state of mind into the spiritual realm in dreams and meditation. And I really like this one because the pineal gland is the one that, is the part of your brain that lets off the serotonins and endorphins and that sort of thing. So as an addict, this really helps me, and for me, I've always been a real musically kind of person, that I can sense things, and I get awareness of, and I get heightened in senses through music and tones and that sort of thing. So that's why it really helps. The solfeggio tones really help me in my meditation, and it helps me in my life to start a day off in the positive, and end the day off with cleansing out my body in that sense, and revamping my energies in my magnetic waves and my energy levels and that sort of thing, and my spirituality. Because it almost like I feel real tensed up in my shoulders and my neck and that sort of thing. And then when I'm lying down and I get to do this stuff, I can just feel my body pulsating, and where it's just relaxed, and I can literally just feel my muscles just ease on down. Like it's just such a great feeling. And when I wake up and after I'm done doing my morning meditation, and then I'm able to see things with clarity. I know that if I got to do this or that during the day, I mean, it's got me right on point. So, so I hope that, me explaining these solfeggio tones and frequencies has helped, and hopefully you can incorporate this into your arsenal of recovery and positivity, and just in something that you add to keep your day, to start your days off in the positive. And especially for those of you who are dealing with depression, who are dealing with addiction, who are dealing with anger, who are dealing with loneliness, who are dealing with just what am I doing in this world? Where do I go from here? Type thing. If you incorporate these things into your day before you start them, and into your sleep before you rest for the night, it does amazing things. And I hope that you are able to use some of these frequencies and research them. I mean, you'll see that they're a really good thing to do. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I appreciate you guys listening to my videos and my podcast. I really would encourage you to do more of listening to those type of frequencies. But I really appreciate you guys watching. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, share my channel, give me a thumbs up, and shoot me a comment. And if this has helped you, let me know. And if there's any other subject that you guys like to for me to elaborate on and that sort of thing, as far as addiction and recovery, and just addiction of any form, and maybe just any questions of life problems in general that you're having. And I've gone through a whole lot of things, so I know quite a few things. And if there's any way that I can help, I'll do my due diligence. And so yeah, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I'd really appreciate the help. It helped me with launching off a few projects that I got in the making coming up. And thank you for watching. So until next time, on When the Smoke Clears, I am the Recovery Plug.